Hello there. It is Memorial Day, which is May 26th, and been out in the yard almost all day. Got a little pink, got a little sun. So here is everything I did, where I put things, and I might include some future plans. Sorry, there's really no good way to look. Here we go. So let's take a look now. Alrighty, so we're gonna start off over here, and I got Sunray tomato. We're going out of town on Thursday, and I've got to make sure I do just a couple more things that really should get done before we leave. So I'm gonna try and make note as I go along here. Okay, so Sunray tomato went in there. The strawberries in the tower are just filling out. I put in alyssum here in the corner. I'm gonna stick some things in the top here. Found little starts of snapdragons here, so I stuck those in. Those are just volunteers from the yard. If they don't make it, they don't make it. The yarrow, nasturtium, I believe this is either the red or the coral, I can't remember. Put some dwarf marigolds down here. Petunia, we'll see if that takes. I did everything with Azos, absolutely everything. And then same thing on this side. A dwarf, marigold, and another petunia. Those are my orange hat tomatoes there and there. And then this is my ground cherry. We're gonna try it in the pot. And then as this gets taller, this will raise up. We'll see if I like that. It should only get about 3-ish feet tall, so that pot should be okay. I put in an orange nasturtium down there. These tulips will all get cut back pretty soon. Getting there. Down here is a red cherry tomato. Looks beautiful. Gotta cut that out, dig it out. Same story there with calendula and chrysanthemum. Bachelor button back there. My brandywine orange tomato there. This I believe is the coral. Nasturtium, some chaos seedlings, cosmos, bachelor buttons, and zinnias, and then some sunflower. Ooh, sunflower back there. All right, in here I did a few varieties of zinnia. I could see which ones I pulled from. I believe one was a candy cane, an envy, and maybe a Cali. I'd have to check which ones I pulled. Those are the first zinnias I've put in. Onions look great. And broccoli, nasturtium there. More broccoli, lettuce. I'm gonna try and hold off picking until we go camping, so we have some lettuce along. Beans, I plan to plant some still. I bought new seeds, Gurney seeds, or Burpee. Might be Burpee. Carrots look beautiful. Snapdragons all throughout. And then look at this, just, oh, he's so tall. Those peas are just so pretty. So that's exciting. In here, love Lily of the Valley. It's my spot for columbine lilies, daylilies, pansies, with a few snapdragons throughout. I should probably come back here. And then I put in different varieties of cosmos, single sensation, and bright lights. And then I put in some Cracker Jack, and let's see, where are they? Cracker Jack and key lime. Yeah, and a key lime. So the zinnias I put in 2 Envy, 2 cactus, and peppermint stick. So I did 6 in there. Does that add up? 2, 4, 6? Yeah, 6 in there. The radishes I fertilized. I've been trying to get rid of the yellow. I don't know why the yellow. I fertilized yesterday and trying to pull back all the dead or yellowing. These are all things that need to go out. There's a whole bunch more inside. More chaos in here. And then orange nasturtium cucumber from my neighbor. I fertilized, I azosed, I put worm castings, so hopefully there's new growth by the time I come back. I put all 3 of my sweet peppers in. I have a jalapeno that needs to go in, but maybe I'll put it over there in between the 2 tomatoes, or I might put it in its own pot. I don't want it to cross-pollinate, so I don't want them by the sweet peppers. And then I put in, those are Sparky marigolds, I believe. I grabbed them from in here. There's Sparky, and then there's yellow. So that's something. But I put marigolds here in front of the tomatoes. I put Woolly Kate yellow in the 42. And then you've got the sunflowers and bachelor buttons and morning glories and more sweet peas all coming up. And then quickly show you everything I planted around here. Impatient, so from the store, impatient and geranium with the spike, coral bell, pansy. I popped in a few more, snapdragon, and another snapdragon, calendula. Oh, my falling daisy, just isn't it so pretty? Where it starts off with the orangey color, and then it just transforms in this dusty rose pink. And snapdragon. Okay, so I don't know what's gonna happen in here. I put in some alyssum, and then I bought some really awful looking begonias. They did not look awful like that in the store. Took them all but a day to turn awful like that. So I fertilized right away. Got these left, begonias, impatiens, and creeping Jenny. But I did impatiens in here. Sorry about my sniffly nose. Allergies galore. So I put all impatiens and creeping Jenny in the middle. And here I popped in, this was supposed to be a viola. I don't think that's what it's gonna be anymore. I think it's a snapdragon. So that's gonna live there. More nasturtium. Ooh, this one just looks so good. The poppy came back. I cut some old, and you can see there's lots of new growth in there. It's just pretty. Okay, so that should be a nice mix. All these 6 plants are going to a friend, so those will clear out. Then I put lobelia, pretty corally geraniums. There's an impatient there, creeping Jenny, so that should fill out. Here, impatiens, again, sad. They came with the begonias that I got, and those are all from Meyer. So passing on Meyer next time, but creeping Jenny in the middle, and then probably put that one that way. And then I'm gonna mix in convolvulus. There, up there you have so pretty lantana, and I think alyssum. Those I got from the market. Oh, so pretty. I'm so excited for that one. Favorite planter. And then we've seen these. So we're gonna go to the front. So we come to the front, and this is our Limelight hydrangea. Bill's so good about cutting it back every year. It is just beautiful. Still waiting. I have a feeling this is gonna pop open when we're out of town. So hopefully it's open when I come home. Gotta deadhead some of these. So weird. I fertilized in here too. And then I did a thing. This was all an invasive vining plant. That's part of it. I didn't get it all. I imagine I'll have to keep pulling things back. But it's what's on the side of the house by the daylilies. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. But not okay with them up here. Oh, it doesn't look just so much cleaner. Alright, up here. Campfire petunia. Well, not petunia, but I don't know the exact name. Nasturtium. And then I snuck in some snapdragons. So things are from seed. They're just so small at first. But that's okay. So I don't want to overcrowd. Over here, now I don't know what these are called, but these are so pretty. Look at those little flowers with the fleck of purple. Really pretty. And then a creeping Jenny. I feel like I want to put something behind it here. And then you have nasturtium. There's a tiny little snapdragon that showed up in there, so I just let it stay. It was in the same cell with the nasturtium, so it's gonna stay there. So mirrored on here, but I put a bigger snapdragon and nasturtium and more of this pretty flower. Oh, look at that. Love it. And then there's one more planter we're gonna go take a peek. Just look at that. So pretty. I did not get a picture, so pause. So I just realized I turned my camera off instead of taking a picture of the front. So I'm gonna have to go back and take a picture, but I won't bore you with that. I wanted to show this hanging basket with yellow marigolds and more nasturtium. I believe this is the red, so I'm hoping the red against the yellow is gonna be really pretty. That was all I was gonna show you. But to kind of finish out my plan that I was starting to say, ooh, be in my face. Ooh, okay. We go over here and that way. It's gonna be all perennials behind. Shasta daisies, hollyhocks. I showed you this spot where I want columbine. Baby's breath. I know those aren't a perennial, but they will. And then whatever I have left in this tray down there, that tray, cosmos, zinnias, and marigolds. I might put some more in here. I've got some space, not much, because those tomatoes should get decent, but not huge. I didn't put the biggest ones in here. I put the smaller ones in here. So I've got a little bit of wiggle room. There are beets out here that I didn't show, but they're getting a little bit bigger. I did not fertilize those because they're small. I don't think I want to fertilize when they're tiny. Wait for them to get a little bigger. But that's where we're at, the end of May, and probably the next time I come out to do a tour of any kind or explain what I'm going to be doing is going to be in June. So June tours are always exciting, where there's a ton more flowers. I have flowers, but not the ones I started. The only flowers I have that started from my seeds are a couple cosmos and a couple tomato buds. There's some on my Orange hat tomatoes, little tiny tomato plants, and then the peas, the beautiful peas behind me. But that is about it. This time last year, I started my beans from seed inside, so they were way more established when I put them outside around this time, and they were flowering by the first or second week of June. I don't think that's going to happen this year, but that's okay. The majority of my beans are yellow beans. I need to get some green ones in the ground. They're not going to line up at all. And my plan was to have yellow and green beans at the same time. That didn't work. Oh well. Alas. Okay. I think that's all. I say that, and if I keep standing here, I'll think of something else. So I'm just going to say, have a wonderful week, good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.